Silent Signals, A Tale of Cancer's Early Warnings. Prologue, Whispers in the Dark Midnight in Maplewood, Illinois. Sarah Mitchell bolts upright, her nightgown soaked, heart racing. It's not a nightmare, it's her body screaming. Across town, Mia Thompson stares at strange red spots on her skin, her gut twisting. They don't know it yet, but these are no ordinary symptoms. They're the silent alarms of cancer, stalking 1 in 3 Americans. Catch it early and you might live. Miss it and the odds crash. 8 people, 8 subtle signs. Their stories will grip you, shock you, and make you question every ache, every mark. Are you listening? Let me know if you've ever experienced one of these warning signs. Your story could help save a life. Chapter 1. The rash that lingered in Atlanta, Georgia. Mia Thompson was known for her vibrant energy. A barista at a trendy midtown cafe, she juggled work, night classes, and a budding social media presence. So when tiny red spots appeared on her ankles, she assumed it was an allergic reaction to new laundry detergent. The spots, called Petechiae, were pinprick sized, about 1 to 2 millimeters, and didn't fade when she pressed them. They clustered where her tight jeans rubbed, spreading to her wrists over weeks. Mia's friends teased her about freckles, but the spots weren't cute. They were persistent, joined by unexplained bruises on her thighs. She felt unusually tired, dragging through shifts that once energized her. A late-night scroll through WebMD mentioned leukemia, a blood cancer that disrupts platelet production, causing petechiae. Platelets, essential for clotting, prevent tiny blood vessels from leaking. Without enough, capillaries rupture, creating these telltale spots. Alarmed, Mia visited a walk-in clinic. The doctor, noticing her pallor and bruising, ordered a complete blood count. The results were grim: acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Mia's world crumbled, but her early-stage diagnosis offered hope. Chemotherapy began immediately, and her prognosis was optimistic. "You saved yourself by not ignoring those spots," the oncologist told her. Mia's story spread via her Instagram, where she documented her journey. Her followers, inspired, began checking their skin for unusual marks. Petechiae, unlike typical rashes, don't itch or fade quickly. When paired with bruising or fatigue, they demand attention. A lesson Mia learned just in time. Chapter 2. The Streak Under the Nail. In Austin, Texas, 50-year-old Carlos Rivera was a handyman with a reputation for fixing anything. His hands, calloused from years of work, were his livelihood. So when a dark streak appeared under his thumbnail, he assumed it was a bruise from a slipped hammer. The line, about 4 millimeters wide, ran vertically, its edges uneven. Over months, it darkened, spreading to the skin around the nail, a sign known as Hutchinson's sign. Carlos ignored it, thinking it was a fungal infection or trauma. But when the nail began to split and bleed, his wife Elena insisted he see a dermatologist. Dr. Priya Patel diagnosed subungual melanoma, a rare skin cancer that mimics nail injuries. Unlike normal pigmentation, cancerous streaks evolve, often exceeding 3 millimeters in width with blurred borders. Carlos's thumb was the classic site, and his delay had allowed the cancer to advance. Surgery removed the tumor, but amputation of the thumb tip was necessary. Carlos adapted, learning to work with his altered hand. His story, shared at his church's health fair, urged others to monitor nail changes. A streak that grows, bleeds, or extends beyond the nail isn't just a bruise, it's a warning. Chapter 3. Drenched in the Dark. In Maplewood, Illinois, Sarah Mitchell's night sweats hadn't stopped. A single mother of two, she balanced teaching, soccer practices, and PTA meetings. The sweats which soaked her bed weekly weren't linked to menopause, she was too young, or her thermostat. They came with low-grade fevers and a 10-pound weight loss she hadn't tried for. Exhausted, she confided in her sister, who mentioned lymphoma, a cancer of the lymphatic system. Lymphoma's B symptoms, drenching night sweats, fever, and weight loss, are red flags. The sweats result from the immune system's fight against cancer cells, disrupting temperature regulation. Sarah's primary care doctor ordered a CT scan and lymph node biopsy, confirming Hodgkin lymphoma. Early treatment with chemotherapy and radiation offered a strong chance of remission. Sarah's ordeal, shared at a school fundraiser, inspired her community to take night sweats seriously. Unlike occasional sweating from stress, lymphoma-related episodes are relentless, leaving bedding soaked. Sarah's vigilance saved her life, a testament to listening to the body's cries. Chapter 4. The Burn That Persisted. In Denver, Colorado, 55-year-old Tom Brennan, a retired firefighter, was no stranger to heartburn. Spicy wings at his favorite sports bar often left him reaching for antacids. But when the burning in his chest persisted despite dietary changes, he grew concerned. Food felt stuck when he swallowed, and he'd lost 15 pounds unintentionally. Chronic heartburn, or gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, can signal esophageal cancer if it resists treatment. Repeated acid exposure damages the esophageal lining, potentially leading to Barrett's esophagus, a precancerous condition. Tom's gastroenterologist performed an endoscopy, revealing early-stage esophageal adenocarcinoma. Surgery and chemotherapy followed, but his early action improved his odds. Tom's story, shared at a firefighters' reunion, prompted colleagues to seek help for stubborn heartburn. Symptoms like difficulty swallowing or unexplained weight loss alongside reflux aren't just indigestion, they're alarms demanding investigation. Chapter 5. The Yellowing Truth. In Miami, Florida, 60-year-old Linda Wong, a retired nurse, noticed her skin taking on a yellowish hue. Her eyes, once bright, looked jaundiced. She'd felt upper abdominal pain and noticed her urine darkening, but she attributed it to aging. Jaundice in adults caused by bilirubin buildup can signal pancreatic or liver cancer. Tumors in the pancreas can block the bile duct, causing bile to enter the bloodstream. Linda's doctor ordered an MRI, revealing pancreatic cancer. The diagnosis was a blow, but her stage 2 status offered treatment options. Surgery and chemotherapy began, with Linda advocating for awareness at her community center. Jaundice, especially with pain, dark urine, or pale stools, isn't a minor issue. It's a critical clue. Chapter 6. The Fever That Stayed in New York City. 32-year-old Aisha Khan, a marketing analyst, battled recurring fevers for weeks. They spiked at night, often with night sweats, yet no infection explained them. She'd lost weight and felt bone-deep fatigue. Blood cancers like leukemia or lymphoma can trigger fevers via cytokines, chemicals released by the immune system. Aisha's blood tests showed abnormal white cell counts, leading to a leukemia diagnosis. Chemotherapy was grueling, but Aisha's early detection gave her a fighting chance. Her story, shared on a health podcast, urged listeners to investigate persistent fevers, especially with sweats or weight loss. A fever that lingers beyond 2 weeks isn't just a bug, it's a signal to act. Chapter 7. The Ache That Wouldn't Quit. Jake Carter, a 29-year-old graphic designer in Chicago, was no stranger to pain. As a former high school soccer star, He'd endured sprains, bruises, and the occasional fracture. But the ache in his left shin, which started as a dull throb 3 months ago, was different. It wasn't the sharp sting of a shin splint or the soreness of a gym session. This pain was deep, relentless, and worse at night, waking him from sleep. At first, he chalked it up to his new running routine along Chicago's Lakefront Trail. "Maybe I overdid it," he told his roommate Ethan over beers at a Wicker Park bar. But the pain didn't fade. It grew, a penetrating ache that made climbing the stairs to his fifth-floor apartment a chore. Jake, a lanky guy with a quick smile, wasn't one to complain. He popped ibuprofen, iced his leg, and kept working late nights on freelance design projects. Yet the pain intensified, accompanied by a slight swelling he hadn't noticed before. One night, unable to sleep, he Googled persistent leg pain. The results were a rabbit hole of horror stories, arthritis, blood clots, and then buried in a medical form, a term that sent a chill down his spine: osteosarcoma. Primary bone cancer, though rare, often strikes the long bones of the arms and legs, especially in younger adults like Jake. Unlike muscle strains, cancer-related bone pain doesn't respond to rest or over-the-counter meds. It disrupts bone tissue, causing a throbbing that can limit daily activities. Jake's mind raced. He wasn't a hypochondriac, but the description fit too well. The next morning, he booked an appointment with Dr. Emily Nguyen, a primary care physician at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Dr. Nguyen listened as Jake described the pain, her brow furrowing. "Any swelling or fractures?" she asked, pressing gently on his shin. Jake winced. "Just this lump that's gotten bigger." She ordered an X-ray and blood tests, explaining that while bone cancer is uncommon, persistent symptoms warranted investigation. The X-ray revealed an abnormality, and a subsequent biopsy confirmed osteosarcoma. Jake's world tilted, but because he acted early, his stage 1 diagnosis carried a survival rate above 70%. Chemotherapy and surgery loomed, but hope remained. "You caught it before it spread," Dr. Nguyen said. "That's huge." Jake's story spread through his tight-knit community, a wake-up call for friends who dismiss their own aches as just aging. His experience underscored a truth. Bone pain that worsens over time, especially at night, isn't always benign. It's a signal worth heeding. Petechiae, Chapter 8, The Shadow in Her Eyes. In the bustling city of Seattle, Dr. Olivia Harper, a 38-year-old optometrist, prided herself on her keen eye for detail. Her clinic in Capitol Hill was a haven for patients seeking answers for blurry vision or nagging eye strain. But when Olivia noticed a persistent ache behind her right eye, she brushed it off as fatigue from long hours under fluorescent lights. She was fair-skinned, with striking blue eyes, a trait that, unbeknownst to her, put her at higher risk for ocular melanoma, the most common primary eye cancer in adults. The pain started subtly, accompanied by occasional flashes of light that she couldn't attribute to her usual migraines. Then one morning, while applying mascara, she spotted a dark speck on her iris. It was small, barely noticeable, but it hadn't been there before. Over weeks, the speck grew, its edges irregular. Olivia, trained to spot abnormalities, felt a knot in her stomach. She scheduled an exam with a colleague, Dr. Mark Reynolds, who used an ophthalmoscope to peer into her eye's internal structures. The diagnosis came swiftly: ocular melanoma. Olivia's heart sank. The cancer, though rare, could threaten her vision, and if it spread, her life. Dr. Reynolds explained that symptoms like blurred vision, light flashes, or a changing iris spot were red flags. Olivia's fair complexion and history of sun exposure, weekends hiking in the Cascades without UV protective sunglasses, were risk factors. Early intervention was critical. She underwent targeted radiation therapy, preserving most of her vision. Regular eye exams became non-negotiable, a lesson she now preached to her patients. Olivia's story rippled through Seattle's health-conscious community, prompting many to schedule eye exams. Her experience highlighted the importance of not dismissing eye pain or vision changes, especially for those with lighter eyes or prolonged sun exposure. The eyes, it turns out, are windows not just to the soul, but to your health. Bakar Epilogue, The Power of Awareness. The lives of Mia, Carlos, Sarah, Tom, Linda, Aisha, Jake, and Olivia converged at a Chicago Cancer Awareness Gala, each a survivor thanks to early detection. Their stories, though unique, shared a common thread. Subtle signs, rashes, nail streaks, night sweats, heartburn, jaundice, fevers, bone pain, and eye changes were their body's whispers of danger. Ignoring them could have been fatal, but listening saved them. Cancer doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Its early warnings are quiet, easily dismissed as stress or aging. Yet, as the American Cancer Society notes, catching it early can mean the difference between life and death. These 8 signs aren't a diagnosis, but they're a call to action. If you notice them, don't wait. See a doctor, ask questions, demand answers. Your body is speaking. Listen. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and share with your friends. Your support keeps these stories alive. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if today's story touched your heart, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, stay well, and see you in the next story.